Hey, what's up, everybody? True Boxing here. Thank you for coming back to get hit with the truth. So today we are doing the Fantasy Heavyweight Tournament first round, and this is going to be the first matchup. The number 1 seed Vladimir Klitschko versus the number 21 seed Oleg Maskaev. Now, before we get into that, if you could smash the like button, leave a comment, or subscribe to the channel, I really do appreciate any and all support that I can get as I continue to build my channel here. So this is a first for me, doing a tournament like this and matching these fighters up, and we're all going to be voting on these matchups and trying to come up with the winners. So what I'm going to do here is break this fight down, and it's not going to be my normal breakdown video. It's going to be a little different. We're going to talk about, how hyped the fight is, the matchup itself, a little bit of history on both guys and who would win. Obviously, I'm going to make my prediction. Now, again, guys, if you agree with my prediction, then just give me a thumbs up. Give me a thumbs up in terms of the winner and if it's going to be by knockout or a decision. If you disagree and you just think the winner and you think it's going to be a decision and not a knockout or vice versa, then tell me that on Facebook or here on YouTube. Tell me that, and we're all good. So, let's get it started. Vladimir Klitschko and Oleg Maskaev. Klitschko, he's the number 1 seed coming in. He's a former 2-time heavyweight world champion. Him and Maskaev, and Oleg Maskaev, WBC heavyweight champ. These two guys, they were around the same time. I know Klitschko became champion his second time earlier in 2006 when he knocked out Chris Bird in their rematch for the IBF title. And then Maskaev became he became the WBC champion, I think, a little bit later that year when he knocked out Hasim Rahman in their rematch. So, but you didn't really hear much about a rematch because Maskaev was the WBC champion. Klitschko went after a couple defenses, would go to unify belts in 2007 with Sultan Ibragimov, but he also was seeking a rematch with Layman Brewster, and then Maskaev was kind of intertwined with a mandatory defense against Vitaly Klitschko, who I guess he had some amateur experience against. Maskaev said he defeated Vitaly Klitschko. So him and Vladimir, even though they floated around the same time period, this fight never came to fruition. Now, first off, what kind of fight would this be? Would it be a big hyped battle? I don't think so. Vladimir Klitschko wasn't well received in the United States by most fans. He was more of a European fighter. A lot of people know him around the world. Again, not given a ton of love in the U.S., and neither was Maskaev. Maskaev, people know that he upset Rahman in the late 90s, but in between that win and then the rematch win, he didn't really do much. And he upset Rahman, and then a little over, actually it might have been less than a year, but I think roughly he was champion for maybe a year there, not even, and then he got stopped against Samuel Peter, and that was all she wrote. Maskaev never really bounced back, so this wouldn't have been a hugely hyped fight. Vladimir fighting, being the top guy going in, he would have been the odds-on favorite for sure. Maskaev probably not given a ton of a chance here to win this fight. In terms of height and size advantage, that was Klitschko, but not by much. Actually, Klitschko's 6'6", Maskaev was 6'3", and only a 2-inch reach advantage for Vlad. Size-wise, Maskaev floated between 230 and 240 in that area, as did Klitschko. So, it wouldn't have been a huge size difference, but the skill difference, in my opinion, definitely would have been there. I think Vlad was definitely the higher skilled fighter and would have been able to handle Maskaev with his overpowering jab. And that's how I think Vlad would have approached this. He would have jabbed and set Maskaev, because Maskaev was more of that set a trap type of guy. He liked to set traps to try to lure you in, and then he did have a big punch, you know, somewhat, and I think he would try to land a big punch on Klitschko and hurt him. And we know Klitschko's chin was questionable, but how do I see this fight playing out? I think Klitschko would have carved Maskaev up with the jab and the left hook and the straight right hand. It would have been a Klitschko type, similar type performance that we became accustomed to. I think he would give mad respect to Maskaev. Klitschko, after the upsets that he suffered against Sanders and Layman Brewster, he didn't overplay his hand too much after that. Actually, you could argue he was too cautious. But that caution, he would let the fire out once in a while. And against a guy like Maskaev, sure, Maskaev could have set some traps and maybe landed some punches, but I really think Vlad would have handled whatever Maskaev tried to throw at him, and I think he would have carved him up with that jab. And my prediction is I see Klitschko winning this fight by a stoppage, probably between rounds like 3 and 6. It could have went a little bit later than that, but I just think Klitschko's power, the jab, I think it would have totally frustrated Maskaev, and he would have been overwhelmed by Klitschko's power and jab, and I think Klitschko gets him out of there. I'm pretty solid on this pick. Maskaev, yeah, sure, he lands a big right hand. He could hurt Klitschko, but I'm pretty solid on this pick that Vladimir Klitschko wins this one, and wins this one convincingly, no doubt. Stoppage victory. Vladimir Klitschko, in my opinion, moves on to the second round of this tournament. So that's it. That's my prediction on Klitschko versus Maskaev. Let me know what you guys think. Did Klitschko by decision? Klitschko by knockout? Maskaev by decision? Maskaev by knockout? That is the first round. This is the first round. Number 1 seed Vladimir Klitschko versus number 21 seed Oleg Maskaev. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, smash the like button, leave a comment, or subscribe to the channel. I appreciate any and all support. This is True Boxing. You've been hit with the truth.